Are you looking to grow your dental practice and attract top-tier new patients? Discover the potential of digital marketing with a personalized strategy session. Join Lila Stone, the marketing director at Equa, for an exclusive 90-minute consultation. Lila and her team will dedicate 6 hours before your meeting to create a customized marketing plan specifically for your practice. This valuable opportunity is free of charge and comes with no commitments. Visit www.insuranceuntangledorg/MSM to schedule your meeting with Lila today. You'll also receive a free analysis report so you can start transforming your practice through the power of digital marketing.
You are now listening to another episode of the Insurance Untangled podcast, where we explore the various challenges faced by dental practices due to their reliance on insurance. Join us in this podcast as we dive deep into the issues surrounding dental insurance dependence and offer practical solutions and strategies to help you take control of your practice's financial future.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Insurance Untangled podcast. My name is Ben Tuyene, and I'm one of the co-hosts of this podcast. We developed this podcast, sort of to talk about all things insurance and business of dentistry. We understand that a lot of practices are sort of tangled up with insurance. So finding solutions to day-to-day insurance-related problems and general business issues in dentistry is our mission. Today, I have my co-host and friend who I'm going to interview, Naren, that's going to sort of answer a series of questions here in a minute. Here, Naren, how are you?
Hey, Ben, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Excellent. Thank you. And thank you for being willing to impart a lot of your knowledge as it pertains to marketing with us today. What we're going to talk about are 4 marketing habits that will transform your dental practice. And as we talk about marketing, you probably notice as listeners is that we talk about insurance. Marketing is a big key here. A lot of time, well, mainly because when you look at marketing and insurance, there's a misconception that insurance is a huge form of marketing for dental practices, right? It's one of the most expensive forms of marketing. So as we sort of make this connection between marketing and insurance, I just wanted to point that out, is that marketing without insurance, marketing and using other strategies that Naren has taught us over the years are far more profitable than using insurance plans for marketing. So let's dive into this, Naren. Let's start first with, what are the 4 habits as it pertains to marketing can you outline those 4 habits for us here real quick?
Absolutely. I'll just list them out and then perhaps we can talk about each one. The first one is around Google reviews. You creating a practice where you as a team focus on getting what I call 5-star love letter Google reviews is one of those habits. We'll get into more detail. Second is if you are doing any type of high value dentistry, where typically the things that are not covered by insurance, veneers, crowns, implants, you want to master the art of taking and showcasing cases. And we'll get into the nuances of how to do that properly. Of course, showcasing it on the website, plus on social media, and also on your, within the 4 walls of your practice. So collecting and sharing cases. The third marketing habit you need to master, and this is the one that's easy, but a lot of people don't do it. Understand digital marketing and pay attention to digital marketing. Understand meaning understand, which one works the best, which one works the worst. Are you monitoring the results to make sure you are spending money on the things that's giving you the best results versus not, right? So understanding and paying attention so you're getting the most out of digital marketing. The last habit is mastering and practicing influence. And we'll talk about what is influence, like how do you get people to say yes? How do you get people to accept treatment? So these are all things you can master if you understand how to practice the art of influence and then actually practice it, not just you as the owner dentist, but also as a team. So these are the four habits that will change your practice, change your life, and we can perhaps dive in.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's start with that first one there, Naren, the Google reviews. I think that one is sort of obvious for a lot of businesses, right? But when we say obvious, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a major focus. And a good example is even my dentist doesn't have a lot of Google reviews, right? I'm probably one of maybe 5, and that doctor's been in practice for 30 plus years. How do Google reviews transform your dental practice?
Yeah, and remember the title of this episode, it's about marketing habits. So I'm going to make it really, really, really simple and give you a simple goal to go after. And the goal is get 10 or more 5-star reviews every single month. Once again, 10 or more 5-star reviews every single month. I would be delighted if all of these 5-star reviews have a paragraph or a sentence versus just the 5 stars without any words. In other words, the more words that are used to describe your practice, the better off you are. So go for 10 or more 5-star. Let me add another qualifier, love letter reviews. The way I define love letter is paragraph reviews where people are raving about you. The more the words, the better. 20 words, 30 words, 40 words, 50 words. So that's the goal you want to go after. And to do that, you need to create a culture. So in the beginning, you may have to incentivize this. So say, hey, this is our goal, 10 or more 5-star love letter Google reviews. And if we hit this, we'll celebrate as a team. Perhaps everybody gets a $100 bonus. Everybody, who touches this goal, meaning the people who are asking for reviews, the Google review champion, the one who's owning this and making sure every single morning in your morning huddle, you talk about it. You talk about who are the patients you're going to be asking for reviews. That's the job of the champion. And then who's going to ask? Is it the hygienist? Is it the dentist? Is it the assistant? Whoever has the relationship, right? So people would volunteer in the morning huddle and say, I'll take care of this. Even the right language. And again, we have entire episodes on this. And if anyone is interested, write to us and we would love to go to the insuranceuntangledcom website and contact us. And we would love to share more details. So there are a lot you can do to, with regards to the nuances, but the simple goal is 10 or more reviews on Google every month. How do you do this? Just how do you know whether you got 10 or more reviews? Literally go to your Google listing, look at the most recent reviews, just count. How many reviews did you get the last month? If it's less than 10, you have work to do, and just stay with it. Just like, brushing your teeth. It's a habit you keep for the rest of your life. This is a habit you keep for the rest of your practice life.
Yeah, that's excellent. The second one that you mentioned, Naren, I kind of like that one tied to the, well, I see a lot of positives, such as that, those things that you would think of with a Google review, a 5-star Google review, is sort of sharing and collecting examples of success, like, the before. So when you say collect and share, are you talking about like the before and after kind of stories, full mouth rehab?
Yeah,
pictures?
absolutely.
Yeah, that kind of screams out. I mean, several years ago, my son broke number, I think it was either number 7 or number 8. Had like sort of a horizontal fracture and had to get it restored. And when I saw his restoration needs, I remember looking at before and after pictures from several dentists that I know that live in my community. Well, I took my son to one of them, mainly because of the before and after pictures. Like, holy smokes, they do beautiful work. I imagine a lot of people react that way when they see those types of examples. Naren?
You're 100% right, Ben. And also, I kind of wanted to talk as a business owner, right? So you have option, right? You can do, one-off dentistry, like, what's covered by insurance, the basics, $300 there, $400 there, $200 there. But then you are just, going from one patient to the other, like rushing, because you have to do see a lot of these patients where you're only getting paid $100 or $200 from the insurance company, versus you might have a case that's $5,000, $10,000. I mean, think of a coffee shop, right? We all know Starbucks. How much of Starbucks money comes from simple basic coffee? 10%? They make 90% of their money from all the extras they do, right? That special drink, that specialty coffee, special, now they're even into like cold drinks. Like, so they make so much money, not from the reason you go to Starbucks, which is coffee. I mean, it's supposed to be a coffee shop. That's how they started. Just like, the basic bread and butter dentistry could be something you always provide, but you can make so much money, so much profits on all the other high value services. And when I, as a consumer, or anybody as a consumer, is willing to spend money for anything out of our own pocket, especially thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, we are not going to go to any dentist. We are going to pick and choose. We want the best. Just like, imagine redoing your kitchen, buying a car. You're not going to go to any person who says, I can't redo your kitchen. You're going to look at cases. You're going to look at the kind of work they've done. You might even, do some site visits if you have the time, or at least you look at all the different kitchens they have created, and you're like, yeah, I love the work this particular person has done, and I'm going to go with this person. And remember, when you're competing for high value cases, sometimes, especially the bigger cases, you're also not just competing with other dentists, you're competing with the brand new car, you're competing with that expensive vacation. So you have to convince them very quickly why they should come to you. And I'm sure we all heard the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So showcase your case. Ideally, I would recommend 4 pictures, the close-ups, right? The before and after close-ups. But more importantly, the full face picture where I can see the beautiful smile that you created, especially if it's a bigger case. And if the patient is willing to, also the before full face. Now, not everyone is going to agree to the before full face because, maybe 2 teeth are missing and they don't want to look like, the person who, it just looks weird. So if you can't get the before full face, that's okay. But definitely try to get the before after, right? You can even tell the patient, hey, I want to do my best work. Can I ask you for a favor? They're like, of course, I'm going to showcase the work I do. So can I have your consent to showcase the work I do? When you position it as I want to do my best work and you ask, in advance, they will always say yes, right? Who's going to say, no, don't do your best work that you're not proud to showcase? So almost like they want you to do the best work because it's their face that they're going to be carrying around for the rest of their lives that you're working on. So, they want to make sure that the smile is beautiful. So definitely start working on it. Here the goal would be at least 1 case a month. And I've heard doctors say it's hard. I don't know if I can do it. But just like anything else, just like Google reviews, if you get into the habit, it becomes easy. Now I have practices that will do 2 a month. Now, of course, this is a custom goal you have to set based on what is possible. But I would really encourage you to at least go for 1 case a month. Make sure you have those 3 pictures, have a title. So let's say you did crown and veneers, that'll be the title of the case. And then of course, 2 or 3 to 4 bullet points. Like telling a story, why the patient came to you, what were they looking for, what did you want to do, what was your plan, and then of course, how you executed, and finally, how did the patient feel about this, right? Especially if they have missing teeth and they didn't want to smile before, now they love smiling, and it changed, who they are as a person. I mean, usually when I see the picture, I can see it because you can see those glowing eyes along with that beautiful smile, right? So this is a powerful, powerful habit. Now, many practices don't do it. They come up with all kinds of reasons as to, yes, but to be one of those, minority, fewer practices who make it a habit, who does it every month. Because think about it, right? 1 case a month, that's 12 a year. And especially if you do 2 things in a particular case, like veneers and crowns, you can update it on 2 pages. So now all of a sudden you have 24 cases, 12 times 2. That's going to work for you, sell for you day in and day out for 24 hours a day for the rest of your career. Maybe by year 2, you had even more, 12 more cases. So before you know it, you start attracting the best of the best. And the good news for you is you won't have too much competition with this one. Google reviews, I would say at least half of the practice is starting to do Google reviews religiously now. But when it comes to these cases, the way I'm talking about, like very few people are still doing it. So you could have an unfair advantage.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love those before and after pictures. They're, at least for me, they kind of convey an emotion to a potential buyer, right, or potential patient, right? Especially if those before and after pictures are relevant to what that person might need. What about this whole area of digital marketing? So you mentioned that this is one habit that could potentially transform your dental office. Can you speak to that on how dental marketing can sort of help?
Yeah, absolutely. I think here the big issue is the wrong mindsets, the wrong ideas take people down the wrong, paths. For example, you fly into New York. Imagine you're still in the old days. You don't have smartphones. Somebody gave you a map of New York, right? But unfortunately, it's a map of Chicago, but the label said New York. Driving around, trying to get to Main Street or the 23rd Street. You're getting lost. Doesn't make any sense. It said this street comes after that, and it's a nightmare. And then finally, you flip around the map and you see the back of the map. It says Chicago. Oh, then you realize something is wrong with this map, right? Then you realize what was going on. You wasted 4 hours, 6 hours, depending on how smart you are in figuring out what's going on. But but you get my point, right? So if you have the wrong map, the wrong mindset, doesn't matter how hard you work, you'll be just stumbling. I mean, there's a lot of practices change marketing companies every 12 to 18 months because they just have the wrong mindset and they don't know what to look for. You don't have to be a good marketer. You just need to know what marketing is, how it works, and how to get the most out of it. Once you know it, then you can find the right company and then keep them accountable too. Just because you find them, your job doesn't end there. Like, you have to make sure everyone you work with, whether it's your accountant, whether it's your dental supply company, whether it's your marketing company, once you know what you want and what to look for, you just make sure that you're getting what you look for. So when it comes to digital marketing, I think the best way to think about it is, I mean, we all know 95% of new patients come from digital marketing today versus traditional marketing. So with regards to that 95% who come from digital marketing, there are 4 ways you can get them. SEO, which is search engine optimization. That's getting free traffic from search engines like Google. Google dominates. Second one is paid ads or Google ads. So you type in a keyword, an ad shows up, and you're paying $3, $4 for somebody to click on that ad against that keyword. So that's Google PPC, Google paid ads. The third one is free social media. Just like you got free traffic from Google through SEO, you can get free traffic from social media companies. The fourth one is paid social media. Just like you can pay for Google ads, you can also pay TikTok and Instagram or Facebook to run ads. So understand these 4, right? So SEO, the top 5% get all the free traffic, but if you are in the top 5%, you get all the free traffic. So that's the advantage. The other advantage of SEO is a good marketing company that has a good track record, that has, you know, hundreds of clients ranking for hundreds of keywords each, can do it for you, meaning you don't have to really get your hands dirty and spend a lot of time. Somebody else can do it for you as long as, you know, you pick the right company. The second option, Google Ads, it's typically 5 times more expensive than SEO. So of course that gap only widens. So, you know, in the long term, you don't want to depend on Google Ads, because why would you pay 50,000 when you can spend 10,000, right? It's stupid. Okay, fine. You know, when you're a startup, spend extra because you need that extra patience. But if you're spending $5 instead of $1, you know, that's stupid, right? Because over a 10, 20-year career, you will end up losing a lot of money. So that's Google Ads. The reason Google Ads actually is 5 times more expensive is people know an ad is an ad is an ad. And of course, Google has to make more money every year, so they keep charging more. So you need a lot more people or traffic to equal 1 person from SEO. Organic social media, that's free social media from companies like TikTok and Instagram. Now, 1% of doctors I work with get free traffic, a lot of free traffic from social media. They're the influencers, right? They're the ones, the dancing dentists of the world, pimple poppers of the world. They have typically 100,000 plus followers. They have spent 2 to 3 years, 15 to 20 hours a week, you know, creating 2 to 3 videos a day. So in other words, they are half influencers, half dentists. If you are, you know, spending 15 to 20 hours and you are committed to do that for 2 to 3 years to get to that 100,000 follower mark, then keep doing it. More power to you. But 99% of my clients don't like that. They don't enjoy that. They don't want to spend 15 to 20 hours a week. They don't want to put their lives out there for the whole world to see. So if you're not in that 1%, then I say you are wasting your time with organic social media. Of course, you know, post occasionally a birthday or, you know, a great patient you saw that day, but don't ever try to be in that 1%, because it's like just like SEO, right? Either you're in the top 5% and you get all the free traffic, same way, either you're in the top 1% and you are an influencer, or forget it, you won't get anything from it. Social media ads is the most expensive of the bunch. Now, do social media ads once you have maxed out Google ads. In other words, SEO first, then Google ads, which is 5 times more expensive, and then social media ads, which is, you know, 2 to 3 times more expensive than Google ads. Why is social media ads the most expensive? People are not looking for, anything specific. In other words, they're not typing in a keyword. They're watching Kim Kardashian video or, maybe a cat video. I don't know what each person is into, whatever that the newsfeed finds you like and keeps showing you more of it. All of a sudden, an ad for a dentist pops up. You know, you're not paying attention. Even if you do, you don't even remember you paid attention. So a lot of no-shows, a lot of issues like that. So the reason I'm saying this is once you know this, now keep asking the question, what is the cost of a new patient? So track everything, put call tracking and other types of tracking, and then track it. So if SEO, let's say, is costing you $40 a new patient, Google Ads are costing you $200, obviously you won't get a patient for $200 till you have maxed out the $40 patients. And then once you have maxed out the $200 patient, if you still have budget left over, then go and spend the $500 for social media patient, right? So just understand this, and then every 3 months check on it. What's the cost of a new patient? How many calls am I getting? How much am I spending? The ones that are costing you the most, crush it or kill it. Ones that's working for you, lean in. So just every 3 months, continue to look at your numbers, look at your data, and lean in. So once you understand how the game works, then you can just be smart, right? At the end of the day, marketing costs money. Why do you want to waste your money? So this is a key habit that's all about saving you money. And
Excellent.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Naren.
No, I was going to say, if anyone wants information about this or wants a kind of a second eye when it comes to understanding how well you're doing with digital marketing, you could book what we call a marketing strategy meeting. It's insuranceuntangled.com/MSM. So we'll just review everything and tell you how you stand and give you a plan. insuranceuntangled.com/MSM.
Wonderful. And then the final area here, Naren, is mastering the practice of influence. Can you speak to that here for a few minutes?
Yeah, this is huge, right? I mean, a lot of we all know what ideal treatment is, but a lot of doctors don't even present ideal treatment because they just don't believe the patient is going to say yes. So much money is left on the table. So much money doesn't come into the practice. So why is that? Because doctors don't know how to influence patients. They don't know the right techniques, right verbal skills. The teams don't know how to influence patients. So all this marketing is working for you. All these patients are coming in, but instead of doing $300,000 worth of dentistry, you're only doing $50,000 worth of dentistry. Why? Because of your skills. And a good subject to master is influence. So there's a book by the name of Influence written by Dr. Robert Cialdini. Read it. We'll put a link. Just Google, Influence Dr. Robert Cialdini. Read that book. We created an academy called influencefordentistry.com. We have, I think, 8 courses. These are 1-hour courses with 1 CE hour each. Throughout the year, offered free for our clients, plus friends of our clients. If you said, I listened to this podcast, we will give you a seat for free. So come and take advantage of it. These are like awesome tips on how to apply influence principles in your practice to increase case acceptance, to reduce no-shows, to get more people booking new patient appointments, all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's awesome, Naren. I like this topic, 4 habits that'll transform your dental practice. It's kind of reminds me of what I'm working on with my son. It's just setting aside like 17 minutes a day to work on a skill set, right? And you do that every day for a year. You put in out many hours, right? And you're way ahead of your competition in the sense of, or way ahead of people, your own peers, as far as what your focus is, right? So these 4 areas are quite amazing. So thank you for sharing your knowledge and advice and tips in this area, Naren. And so for those of you that are listening today, keep in mind we do have these quarterly webinars that we put on as an insuranceuntangled.com organization. But for today, we appreciate you joining us on another amazing episode of the Insurance Untangled podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to share on social media, or even write us a review on any of the platforms that you find us on. Till we meet again, hope you all have a fantastic day and fantastic week.